Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Peteman Reviews. Today we have the Generation 1 Transformer Bombshell. Bombshell is a member of the Insecticons and this is the commemorative edition, which is virtually identical to the original edition. Bombshell transforms into a giant rhinoceros beetle apparently. I say apparently because I've never seen one of these either on TV or in real life, and given the oddness of them, that's probably a good thing, as they don't look particularly pleasant with the great horn, I guess they're meant to be. Now, Bombshell retains the odd Insecticons feature of wheels on the insect mode and the colour schemes, with the yellow being the insect parts and then the black, the purple and the orange for the way the pilot was sitting pre-Transformer days. What's quite good about this is the fact that the yellow here is the eyes, and the joint between the wheels and the eyes here, if I just close it you can see a bit better. So this part, which is where the wheels move up, it kind of looks a bit like a pupil. So it kind of gives the impression that he not only has eyes in insect modes, but they can watch you as well. And thinking about it, I guess this horn is probably why they be rhinoceros beetle rather than this part of it. So yeah, that's his insect mode. One thing that's probably worth mentioning before we go and transform him is the cerebro shells, which are fired out of this part. His gun is clearly based on that as well, and probably can also fire cerebro shells, but it is based very similar on that. So in terms of transformation, pretty simple, as in common with most of the Insecticons. This one, you flip the rear out here, then you do the same with this too, and that produces his feet. Now this all flips back to show his head in there, and you kind of then have to move that so it's kind of in an arrangement, because otherwise it doesn't go all the way to the back, and then the arms just flip forward like that. They are all very delicate on the Insecticons, it is a bit of a problem. And then he has limited rotational movement. I say limited, it's because it's really stiff. Because of the way it turns, you have kind of reverse knee feature on him, which is fairly useless, but he does have that ability. In terms of his gun, again, it's quite a cool weapon with the chrome there, and he's the only Insecticon with a hand where you just plug the gun in, as you would for most Transformers. All of the others, they have kind of a slot mode. And there we are, that is Bombshell. Sometimes you see him referred to as hard shell, but it is Bombshell, trust me. In terms of face, knocking him over. In terms of face mode, he's probably the one that is depicted the most accurately throughout comics. I say accurately, the closest to toy version in both comics and TV series. It's quite a obvious face there, and actually Bombshell's the one that they used in IDW to model all the Insecticons on there. So you'll recognise his face and the way the layout as being quite common from there. He's quite a decent guy. Again, the colour scheme is very reminiscent of the Decepticon badge colours, being predominantly purple with black and chrome. In terms of the other Insecticons, I'm just going to bring them all into shot now. So you've got Shrapnel, who's predominantly the leader, Kickback, who's kind of the third one, and then Bombshell in the middle there, who is the mind controller. It's actually Shrapnel who's the acknowledged leader. One could argue, why doesn't Bombshell just sort of blast him and become the leader, or maybe the Insecticons are immune to the effects of the others. He's slightly taller than the other three, or the other two rather, slightly bulkier as well, so if you look at that, you'd more commonly say that Bombshell is the leader, but he's not. It's actually Shrapnel. Comparing them with the other guys that we have around, so here we are with Combiner Wars Warpath. So actually Bombshell is taller than Warpath, and also with, if I kick the camera, with the Spinister at the back there. The Spinister still towers over them. I know Spinister's not a big robot either, so all three Insecticons are on the small side. If I had to pick, I would generally say that Shrapnel's the best one, followed by Bombshell and then Kickback. If you want a good looking robot, sounds a bit odd to say that, but if you want the one with the best robot mode, you're probably going to be looking at Bombshell there. I know he's a little bit fragile, but he is perhaps the best looking in terms of robot modes. The Shrapnel's a close second, and I think Shrapnel's gun's a bit better. Shrapnel's probably the best insect mode, maybe because it's the most recognisable, or because with the depiction of controlling electricity, you're potentially the most powerful of the three. Otherwise, say it's simple to transform. Don't spend a lot of money picking them up. I know I've said this on all of them. Unfortunately, if you want a good version of the Insecticons, you are going to have to spend a lot of money, which is a real shame because that's not what they were made for. They're not the big hitters. They're not like you're spending a lot of money because you're getting Starscream, or you're spending a lot of money because you're getting Soundwave. You're getting someone that's a bit character really, and obviously mostly represented by having a plague of Insecticons, so you can get thousands of them. No, I don't think that was the intention at all. But they were only ever really bit players, and it's a shame that they cost so much, but there you go. In terms of value for money, depends what you get. If you spend, a few tens of pounds, as in like 20, then yeah, probably just. But I wouldn't want to spend 40, 50 quid. Luckily, if you get the commemorative edition, you can get all three packed as one, so at least you can spread the costs out. But unfortunately, that can go for a fair bit now, so it's worth shopping around to see what you can get. Thank you very much for watching. Please leave any comments below, subscribe to the other videos, and I'll see you on the next review. Thank you. Goodbye.